You know, whiteness, the centrality of whiteness is all encompassing, and it very much still defines a lot of what we do in our learning, teaching and university spaces. I think the monopoly and the proliferation of kind of dominant white European canons, it compromises all our curriculum. You know, if we think through kind of STEM, if we think through kind of things around English literature, if we think through things around engaging in social sciences, human sciences, a lot of it is centered around kind of dominant white philosophies. And I think one of the things that becomes really important is this idea of where do Black, Asian and minority ethnic learners in the classroom space, how do they then conceptualize other people that have contributed to the canon? How do they develop that knowledge that in essence is supposed to equip them to undertake their place in the world of work?
Well, we're off to a great start here. The centrality of whiteness is all-encompassing, he says, which seems like a contradiction because something in the center cannot be all-encompassing. By definition, if you're in the center, then you're not everywhere else. You're just in the center. Thing cannot be within the larger thing and also be the larger thing at the same time. This might seem like a semantic point, but as you'll see, it's a recurring theme with Jason Arde and DEI activists in general. They say things and write things and copy-paste things that make no sense and are meant to sound a whole lot smarter than they really are. It's all just gibberish. But in context, it seems that the word he wants here is comprise, not compromise. Like he seems to be trying to say that dominant white European canons make up, encompass, and he says that, the curriculum, which would mean comprise, not compromise. That'd be the correct word. And he specifically says that STEM, which is short for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is, quote, centered around kind of dominant white philosophies. Of course, he never explains what he means by that, which is another recurring theme in his fake scholarship. He just throws it out there. STEM is compromised by dominant white philosophies. And we're led to believe that this is a bad thing because Black and Asian students will struggle to conceptualize other people that have contributed to the canon. And somehow this will hurt them when they leave college and enter the world of work. None of this makes even the slightest amount of sense. It sounds like he's complaining about the fact that Europe was the birthplace of the scientific revolution, that he wishes Copernicus and Bacon and Galileo and Newton had been morbidly obese Black women instead, which, there's really nothing we can do about that at this point. The ship has sailed. Newton was who he was. The reality is that the people who contributed the most to the advancement of civilization, the 17th and 18th centuries especially, and before that, forming the basis for modern day STEM, were white men. In fact, nearly everyone who contributed to those advancements during that time were white men.